Okay, somebody needs to hear this right now because Spirit is showing me that you have been standing at a crossroads and you're feeling like your prayers and your efforts may be going kind of just unnoticed, right? But this message is going to serve as your confirmation, love, because what has been hidden is about to be revealed, all right? This is your story, timeless and true, y'all. If it found you, it was meant for you. So tap in, okay? Welcome, my spiritual collective. You guys, this is the spiritual connection. This is going to be your hub for divine clarity and soul alignment, okay? I am the spiritual bridge and I help seekers become finders and healers remember their gifts, all right? If this message happens to land in your lap, trust that divine timing. Trust that Spirit wanted you to see it. Spirit makes no mistakes, okay? And you are exactly where you are meant to be. While you are here, don't forget to tap that like button and leave some of your good energy behind. If you want to go deeper, the links are below for joining my spiritual collective, booking a session, or just stepping deeper into your path, okay? So you guys, before we get into the cards, I just want to say I do feel an energy of like cycles, endings that may have definitely been kind of hard to release, and beginnings that maybe, they feel so close that you can just almost taste them, right? Some of you have been fighting these battles in silence. I know that you're questioning your worth. You are wondering if this breakthrough that people are telling you about is even real, and I feel like Spirit is saying to you specifically, your story is not over, okay? Your story is not over. The page is simply turning, okay? And this message isn't just about predicting your future, but it's more so about helping you see the thread that Spirit is kind of weaving all along for your whole quilt of your whole journey, right? So let's uncover where you are in your journey right now. We're going to look at what's blocking you and then what Spirit wants to guide you towards, okay? We're going to look first at this past energy. We're going to look at where you've been and how this past energy is shaping you. Thank you for clear, accurate messages for my spiritual collective, Spirit. No matter your zodiac sign, no matter your placement, whatever, if you came across this reading, it was meant for you, okay? How is the past energy shaping the spiritual collective, Spirit? All right, that had to come all the way out. So look, there's some feminine energy popping out. We have rebirth showing up here at the bottom of the deck, and where I am in my neck of the woods. Interesting. We are moving closer towards the winter season. You know how the seasons change, y'all. I feel like, Spirit is saying that's what I'm talking about. I felt cycles. There's a season changing for you, okay? And it's giving very much rebirth. But definitely this just shows that you are with this yin energy, this feminine energy. I feel like Spirit is calling you to really slow down and listen, okay? You are entering a chapter where Spirit really, really wants you to pay attention, and not just to the noise outside of you, but to that small, faint whisper within, okay? That's that feminine energy, and this feminine energy card really just shows that your current season is about receiving and not chasing. This is going to be that divine pause before the breakthrough, okay? Many of you probably have been feeling this kind of push-pull state where it's like you're trying to make things happen. You're trying to understand why something or somebody pulled back, or you may even be wondering why the momentum just kind of like suddenly froze or slowed down, right? And Spirit is saying, y'all, because your soul needed to rest before its resurrection, before this rebirth, okay? This winter energy underneath is very much symbolic, okay? It's not about the coldness. It's not about loss, right? But it's really this quiet womb where rebirth is going to begin. And I feel like it's really a void between who you were and who you're becoming. So I know that some of you may have been feeling very emotionally kind of raw, vulnerable, kind of just hyper aware of everything, right? Your intuition is louder. Your dreams are becoming more vivid. Your empathy is becoming more intense. And that's really your feminine energy on showcase, right? It's it's really this energy awakening in you, Cancer. But Spirit also says, you know, don't confuse this awakening with weakness, right? You are not falling apart. You are falling open. And this season is asking you to really lean into your intuition and nurture your emotional body, right? Soften yourself where life has tried to harden you or has hardened you, right? Because it's really, you're in the spirit or in the energy of receiving what's been trying to find you but couldn't reach you when you were like in constant go mode or trying to be in survival mode. It's like Santa Claus is trying to bring you your Christmas gifts, but you're not at your home. You're not home. You're somewhere else, right? But that's okay, Cancer, because we're going to shift it. We're going to look at where you are now anyway, your current energy. I don't know. I think I might have said Cancer. I did not mean to say. I'm a Cancer, y'all. And I just did a reading for them. So I might have said Cancer. But like I said, this is for any sign, any zodiac sign. We're going to look at where you are now, the current energy, current theme of where the spiritual collective is now. Interesting. So we got distance popping out. So I do feel like some of you may have maybe feeling this distance. You may be feeling kind of like you want to retreat or kind of disconnect, disassociate. That's what I'm seeing, y'all. But I'm telling you, look at this energy at the bottom of the deck. Spirit, I feel like it's asking you to disconnect or block something so that you can open up and receive this windfall of abundance. Okay, that's right in line with this feminine energy of receiving. And I really just feel like this is confirmation that when you put some distance in between the things that aren't really, helping your growth, your expansion, that's when you're going to be open to receive. Like, that's when the blockage is going to move. This next message, like I said, it's really, really powerful. The distance card really just tells me that your biggest challenge right now is not about your lack, but it's more so about separation. And this could be emotional, physical. Spirit is showing me a space that's been created between you and something or you and someone that's really important. But this space or this distance, y'all, is very intentional. Okay, for some of you, this could be the distance between you and a person who like mirrors your wounds for you. For others of you, this could be the space between who you are, the version of yourself that who you are now, and the version of yourself that you've outgrown, right? Either way, I feel like Spirit is saying that the gap is necessary. This gap is necessary. Okay, it's necessary for your glow up. And if you've been wondering, why does it feel like everything or everyone is pulling away from me, this is your answer. This is your confirmation that you're not crazy, okay? But what's happening is really alignment, okay? Because Spirit is rearranging connections, rearranging the energy, and just really putting opportunities in place so that, when this abundance truly lands, it's in the right hands, it's in the right soul, it can continue to grow. You know what I mean? Because, this is really that confirmation that something beautiful is promised to you. It is, but it's this pause, it's this silence, this distance right before you receive this goodness, this windfall that's really trying to prepare you. All of it is preparation, y'all. Okay, Spirit is saying, I had to clear the noise. I had to clear out the people that aren't meant for you. I had to do this so that I could bless you. Okay, and this season, a distance is not to say, trying to be punishment. It's really very much divine redirection. Okay, and I feel like it's creating this emotional bandwidth for you and your blessings to like fully meet. You know what I mean? You can hold gold with, hands still clutching onto ghosts. You can't, you got to have your hands open, right? So yes, I feel like Spirit pulled some people away. Spirit maybe definitely paused some plans that you may have thought that you had in motion. Spirit may have definitely silenced certain connections. People may have ghosted you even, but it wasn't to hurt you. It's not because you did anything wrong, but it's really to help you like level up and rise. Okay, I'm gonna ask about the hidden challenge in this energy. So look at that. The hidden challenge. We got the Ace of Swords showing up at the bottom of the deck. Just confirming or highlighting the mental clarity and just confirming the breakthrough that is here for you. Okay, it is here for you. But we got self-love, this intention, this intentional energy that's showing up That is what's kind of hidden or what's unseen right now. I feel like, y'all, this is where spirit is really getting real with you, okay? Because the unseen challenge right now is not external, okay? It's not. It's very much an internal challenge. And this self-love card really just reveals that what's really being tested in this season of this distance and, is going to be how deeply you love, what you choose and what you value yourself, when nobody else is trying to, or nobody else can validate you. You know what I mean? I feel like spirit is saying the pause was meant to reveal where your self-worth may have been, conditional. It still could be conditional. And you've been learning that your value does not change when somebody pulls away or when the outcome doesn't unfold just like you pictured, okay? Because this Ace of Swords at the bottom, y'all, this is again your mental breakthrough. Spirit has been trying to clear that fog, clear that self-doubt so that you can see clearly what you deserve. But there's been confusion. There's been back and forth communication and even misunderstandings that force you to just really detach from the illusion. But clarity is here for you, okay? This hidden challenge is this, that you've been manifesting from both faith and fear. And that's possible because sometimes you can unintentionally manifest, all right? And I feel like spirit is teaching you to manifest only from love, all right? Because when you align yourself with your self-worth, creation is going to flow naturally from you. The moment that you stop trying to chase and start choosing yourself, that's when the things that you were once praying for are going to start chasing you down, So just know that the distance is not rejection, this person or a thing, whatever. It was redirection towards rebirth and self-love, okay? Self-love. The old story that said, I gotta prove my value or I gotta, prove my worth, that's ending, okay? And spirit is ushering in a new truth that says, you are the value. You are the abundance. You are the value. And I feel like, your heart and your mind are aligning. This Ace of Swords really just promises that there's going to be mental rebirth. You're going to experience that clarity. And this is going to be a fresh start for you when you speak your truth or, when you set clear boundaries. And that's what's going to help you attract what's only meant for your healed self. Okay. So let's look at what this lesson or what is spirit trying to teach us during this time. What are you trying to teach the spiritual collective during this time, spirit? So look, we got South Node energy showing up. Y'all, I'm telling you, look, toxicity is here at the bottom of the deck. Spirit is trying to break you free, break you out of some type of prison. Some of you, this is your own creation, this mental prison that you could be in. Some of you, this is just a comfort zone that you have created for yourself, and you may be resistant to change, but spirit is asking you to definitely be open. Like spirit is saying, distance yourself from anything that feels familiar, okay? Distance yourself from anything that feels familiar that's not really serving your growth, okay? And I feel like, y'all, this is where spirit is really getting real again, because this South Node is all about what is familiar. You know what I mean? The old stories, the habits, the attachments that, we just kind of run back to when growth starts to feel uncomfortable. Spirit is saying you cannot reach your North Node destiny, right? While still trying to cling to this South Node safety, right? The lesson here is really breaking these patterns. Especially, y'all, especially the emotional ones and the energetic ones that have really just kept you bound. Like I said, it's just, the toxicity here. It really just kind of confirms that this is about releasing what's been trying to control your energy, okay? For some of you, it's a person who represented safety, but they may have drained your spirit, drained your joy. For others of you, it's a mindset thing. It's going to be a coping mechanism that you were dealing with, or even just a version of yourself that survived. You were surviving, but you weren't thriving. And I feel like spirit is trying to let you know, look, you aren't stuck. You are not stuck. You're just scared to let go of what's familiar. But the blessing is going to be in that, letting go of what's familiar, okay? There's a reason this comes after this self-love energy. When you start truly valuing yourself, the things that are toxic or that are draining are going to naturally start falling off. You know, they're going to start to repel you. Even if your heart still does love them, you know, this phase is going to be about choosing peace over those same old patterns, right? And for many of y'all, this is going to be the moment where spirit shows you the truth about a connection. This could be the truth about a job, y'all, or even your own habits, okay? You're going to be facing that man in the mirror, all right? And I feel like it's spirit saying that you have healed enough. You have healed enough to no longer call in this kind of breadcrumb love, okay? You can walk away now. You can say no. You can get exactly what it is that you want. You do not have to settle. The awakening is here. And you are realizing that once what you felt like was your comfort zone is really actually confinement. Like, it's really a jail. It's like a comfortable jail that you have set yourself up in, you know? And I feel like spirit is trying to pull you out of this survival mode and really into this alignment mode, you know? The more that you surrender and get rid of the familiar, y'all, the faster that rebirth is going to unfold, and you're going to be able to see this new creation of yourself too, right? So, but I'm going to ask about the turning point. What's going to shift everything? What's the big turning point in this energy for the spiritual collective spirit? Interesting. So we got family, but this is foundation. This is foundation that's showing up. So this could definitely be about family, but look what's showing up at the bottom of the deck. Release. I'm telling you, you feel like you may feel unsafe releasing right now because you feel like your foundation is wobbly, but it's like you're going to get a better foundation once you fully release. Okay. Like, spirit is definitely calling for this is the 8 of Cups. This is the energy of clearing out, walking away, purging. And for a lot of you, I do feel like it is emotional. Some of you may need to have a good cry, okay? Just to have a good cry. But spirit is actually telling you this is the breaking point, the turning point. What's going to shift everything is you releasing. That is going to be the breakthrough moment. And this family card doesn't just speak to like blood relationships or whatever. It really represents your home, your sense of belonging, and that solid foundation that I'm talking about spirit is building for you, okay? And this is your new stability after a season of, you know, being spiritually reconstructed. So remember how this first card, this feminine energy, was calling you into this stillness and this sense of like self-nurturing, right? This is the result. This is a direct result of that healing. Side note, because Jupiter is in Cancer, this could definitely signal creation of a new baby. If you're not, I mean, I am seeing that for somebody. That's not going to be everybody's story, but somebody under the sound of my voice, you're going to see some type of addition, because definitely with this Empress feminine energy, someone could definitely be finding out that they're pregnant with a baby. It's not going to be a baby for everybody, but you are pregnant with something new. It's going to be like a baby, okay? But I feel like, you know, you're finally creating this foundation that feels safe for you. It feels reciprocal. It feels real and authentic. And for some of you, this is going to manifest as building or rebuilding family bonds, right? Some of you, this is going to look like creating a home of peace. You're going to feel in your nook, your side of the world, you're going to feel a sense of peace. Or some of you, this may be even you calling in your soul family, okay? The people that are going to feel like home. For others, y'all, it may look like commitment. This may look like new love, a deepening of a connection, or really just a reunion that feels so grounded, so intentional, y'all. It's not going to be any messy past ex that's trying to come and ruin the spot, okay? But notice definitely this energy of release, y'all. Spirit says that the next chapter cannot begin until you purge what is not meant to go forward. It's like, you know, no ticket, no skates, okay? You cannot pass go. You cannot collect $200. It's like you trying to get on the airplane and your luggage is over 50 pounds, okay? You're going to start removing some stuff, or you're going to pay the fine. And I don't think you want to pay the fine when it comes to this. I'm just saying. You've walked through so many seasons of, you know, emotional detox, y'all, crying out and just letting go of what no longer fits, right? You got to release the guilt. You got to release the expectations. This purge is not punishment. It's not punishment. It's trying to prepare you. Spirit is saying, you know, I had to empty out your hands. I had to make sure, you know, you had room to receive this real stability, this real foundation, you know. Some of y'all have been in your releasing season already, where you're releasing these patterns, you're releasing these people, Some of you could even be releasing old dreams that were just too small for who you're becoming, and now spirit is, planting roots, giving you a real solid foundation that's not going to shake when the next storm tries to come in. So the turning point here for you is going to be finally recognizing that you are not losing your home, you're not losing your foundation, but you're more so finding it. And the security that's coming next after this release, whether that's in relationships, whether that's in your finances, whether that's in regards to your purpose, y'all, it's going to feel deeply aligned because it's built from this self-love. All right. It's not built out of trying to survive. No, it's built out of self-love. And this is true thriving energy. Okay. We're going to look at the message we're going to look at the blessing ahead. What's the result, or what's the reward from all of this? What is the blessing ahead that we may not see yet, Spirit? Oh. It gave me couples vibes right there. So I'm telling you, I am seeing someone. That is someone's story. Let me know down in the comment section if you're adding to your family. Okay, but look, okay, so the blessing ahead is freedom. This is Uranus energy. Uranus energy is very much unpredictable, and I feel like, look, the juxtaposition of it, or this Five of Pentacles showing up at the bottom of the deck, where you may have felt wounded, where you may have felt like you were experiencing loss, that was a blessing in disguise, y'all, because what you lost actually just created a sense of freedom for you, and a new beginning. This is the Fool card. This, and I feel like Spirit is asking you to take a leap of faith. Okay, this is you starting the new cycle. This is what I'm talking about. Spirit told me, I felt that energy of cycles. Someone's in that purgatory, in the in between, trying to get between one cycle to the next, and that's what's definitely showing up, y'all. And I feel like, this is going to be the part of your story where everything really starts to make sense, because freedom arises as your blessing, right? This is that breakthrough, that all your surrender, all those tears, all the shadow work that you have been doing, all the evolving. This is what it's been leading up to. You have been learning that freedom does not come wrapped up in comfort, y'all. It doesn't. Sometimes it's disguised as an ending. Sometimes it's disguised as silence, okay? Sometimes it's disguised as people walking away from you, okay? This lost card underneath really just confirms it, that something or someone had to fall away for your wings to grow. So if you have already experienced this loss, just know that it's not a true loss, okay? It's really making room for something better. If you are, bracing for this, know that it's not true loss, that this is divine realignment. I feel like Spirit is saying, I had to free you from what you thought you needed, right? What you thought that was right for you, so that you could finally get what you truly deserve. You know what I mean? This is Uranus energy, sudden change, divine disruption from cycles that once kind of tried to define you. You are stepping into a new timeline. I'm hearing quantum leap when I say that too, but you are stepping into a timeline that's not about survival anymore, y'all. It's about sovereignty and like self-sovereignty, okay? This is a blessing of your rebirth, y'all. This is emotional freedom from those old attachments, old situations. This is mental freedom from that self-doubt. This is spiritual freedom from that generational or even karmic, karmic loop that has you kind of stuck. You are really entering a season of a new direction, okay? It's new people, new places, new ideas, new opportunities, new everything, okay? Everything that's going to align with who you have become, all right? It's kind of like you gained weight or you lost weight and now you need a whole new wardrobe, okay? Spirit is saying, now that you are unbound, now that you're free, watch now how things start quickly shifting in your reality. Watch what's about to happen next, y'all. That's what Spirit is saying. Just watch. Once you think that you have experienced this loss, or you're like, dang, I feel hurt, I feel wounded, just wait, okay? even though, loss may still have that sting to it, it's not your identity anymore. You have learned that rejection was really divine protection, and these endings are simply your soul's way of saying that you have outgrown this. You can't fit it anymore, okay? And this card really just confirms that the real reward is going to be peace, okay? That feeling of waking up and realizing that, I'm no longer carrying what broke me. I'm no longer dealing with that thing that tried to, wound me or bring me down. You have called back your power, and that is powerful, okay? That is powerful. I'm going to pull one final message. We're just going to see. We're going to pull a final message from Spirit. I kind of want to pull... Spirit's telling me to use a different deck. Let me, hold on. So there must be a different message in this deck. Okay, I found it. So let's see this message from Spirit. We're going to get some direct guidance for the spiritual collective. Spirit, what does the spiritual collective need to hear most at this time? Thank you. So this is your validation that things are finally beginning to work out for you, okay? Get ready for unexpected breakthroughs, okay? Spirit is just confirming. I'm telling you, I was meant to pick up this deck. Good news and plot twist, y'all. Blessings are coming. Blessings are coming. I'm definitely seeing someone. I feel like this may definitely been someone that was dealing with fertility issues, or sadly, you may have experienced a loss of like a birth or something like that. That story is coming through strong. That, of course, is not going to resonate for everyone, but definitely, I'm seeing your rainbow after the storm, your rainbow baby. But for my full spiritual collective, y'all, this is your validation, okay? The message at the bottom of the deck says, no matter what happens, no matter how far you seem to be away from where you want to be, no matter the distance, okay? No matter the distance, never stop believing that you will somehow make it, okay? I don't care how far away from the shore it seems like you are, you will make it. Have that unrelenting belief that things will work out. You have to believe that, okay? That is that the long road ahead has a purpose. Everything that you're going through, believe that it has a purpose for you, okay? And I feel like Spirit could not have made this message any clearer, y'all. This is literally your confirmation. And I said that in the beginning before we even pulled cards, that this message was going to be your confirmation. All right? Spirit, this is not a maybe, this is not a soon, but this is very much a now situation, okay? And after everything that you've released, everything that you cried over, everything that you walked away from, Spirit is saying that you have passed the test, all right? It's giving mic drop energy. You've closed out all these karmic loops. You've broken soul contracts, with pain possibly, but you finally reclaimed your power, and now that energy is shifting, and it's shifting fast, y'all, okay? This message definitely mirrors this energy of this freedom card just perfectly, okay? You are entering a season of divine plot twist, all right? Doors are opening that you thought were shut. Communication is going to arrive that changes everything, y'all. Everything. Opportunities are going to come in when you once felt rejected or like pushed to the side. Now it's going to be like you're going to have to turn down some stuff, okay? Because everything is coming looking for you. The storm did not destroy you, okay? It very much just cleared the path, and that's the vibe that it's given in this freedom card, is that a storm is clearing and there's a new day dawning, okay? That's coming out. You're free from this storm, all right? The Spirit wants you to know too that these blessings that are unfolding, y'all, they are not random. They are not random. They recompense. They are going to be the fruits of your obedience, your surrender, and your willingness to heal. Your willingness to heal, okay? You've gone from this feminine energy, learning to receive, distance and separation for your protection, to this self-love energy of reclaiming your power. You got to step out of your comfort zone, y'all. You got to. Some of you, you're comfortable. Your comfort zone is really going to be you breaking a generational cycle, a familiar cycle, That's why some of you, you're familiar with your family, but Spirit is saying maybe you have to separate yourself or distance yourself from them and really embrace this new timeline that Spirit is trying to bring, put you on. This is really divine validation, okay? This reading is legit your sign that you are walking into your answered prayers, y'all, okay? This is unexpected favor that you're walking into. This is emotional restoration, y'all. This is beautiful, okay? Spirit says don't shrink anymore. Don't shrink when it starts to work out. You have earned this. You deserve everything that's coming. You have earned this peace, y'all. You have earned this new life, okay? So take this as your confirmation that the waiting season is not wasted energy. It's not wasted time. Every single loss watered the soil for your breakthrough from those seeds that you've already planted, y'all. Your name is being mentioned in rooms that you have not even entered yet, okay? Your energy is being aligned with every single thing that was delayed but never ever denied from you, okay? Your story is shifting, y'all. It's shifting from survival to success. And I feel like, Spirit is saying you are free, you are ready, and it is your time, spiritual collective, okay? If this message resonated, y'all, don't leave without taking your next step forward. Drop a little dove emoji in the comments to let me know that you're here, you're connected, that you got this message from Spirit, okay? Remember that you can go deeper with me if you would like through the links below. Divine timing brought you here, all right? Spirit led you here for a reason, y'all. Stay connected with me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you would like, you can join my spiritual collective. But I'm going to leave this message here, y'all. Until next time, this is the Spiritual Bridge reminding you that your alignment is going to be your true power, okay? So lean into it. But that's what I got for you, y'all. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, love ya.